Welcome to the VET S.O.S podcast. Remember, don't drown the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S Lifeline. We are brought to you by the Who You Know Network and a proud member of the Parade Deck community. We can also now be heard on Reach Across America Radio Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can find Reach Across America Radio on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, and the TuneIn apps. Today, we're sitting down with Deme Gonzalez, CEO of VET Dental Program. Looking forward to hearing about this program and how they're helping our community, especially with the dental piece, such an important part for us. And some of us, let's just say, have worse than others. I know, Keith, you've alluded to some of the problems you've had in the past, so it's going to be definitely interesting. But I'm here with your beautiful smile today. Keith, how are you doing today? You're muted. You're muted, man. I bet you he doesn't have his earbuds in either. This is great. So nothing like live podcasting to show, hey, there you go.
Really? I'm over here talking. And
I kept saying you're muted and you didn't hear me.
I was too busy talking. I can't hear you over my own head. Wow, that was bad. So yeah, it's great to be here now that you can all hear me. So yeah, like Shawn said, gotta love live podcasting. But yeah, as I was quipping, you're looking at about $14,000 worth of dental work, and so yeah, it's good to be here, and hopefully this doesn't bring up too much PTSD for me.
Nice. All right, so let's jump right into it. Here we got Deme enlisted in the U.S. Navy and served 24 years. He served on the USS Kitty Hawk and Essex and has been stationed all over the world during his service. Upon his retirement, Deme tried a couple different things like starting a truck company in South Texas and a safety company in New Mexico and working as a general manager for a pool company in Nevada. In 2020, he decided to give back to the community he loves and started working as the executive director for the VET Dental Program that provides pro bono dental care to low-income veterans. He now serves as the CEO and in the process of bridging this program nationwide. Bridging this program nationwide. How are you doing today, Deme?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
Oh man, we're so happy to have you on. It's the dental piece is just so important, man. I can't wait to get into this part. But let's start with your transition process and how that whole thing went for you.
Yeah, when I got out, I was ignorant to the fact of I thought that I would get dental care, when I retired, and I didn't, and that was something that was a surprise to me. I know I was given, I guess you have 90 days when you get out for the VA to do the majority of the work that wasn't completed in the military, but that's just not it wasn't feasible when you're trying to get a job and you're getting out and you need to make money to survive. You have a family, you get out, and you just don't have that time to get that dental work done that wasn't completed. So I had to try and figure it out on my own, and I eventually did get some dental care. But the dental insurances out there they're very basic. I mean, you can pay a significant amount and still get very basic dental care, and the rest of it you'll have to pay out of your own pocket. And so that was my introduction to what dental looks like in the civilian sector.
It's definitely not cheap, and
No.
we're talking about as adults. Then you start throwing kids into the mix too, and I got one staring down braces right now. I'm like, time to mortgage the house again. So, all right, well, tell us a little bit about this Adopt a Vet Dental Program, a little background on the organization.
Yeah, so about 15 years ago, the founder of this program, Linda Egg, she used to work for UNR, and she was in charge of a community. She was in charge of a program that took care of this senior community within the northern part of Nevada, and she met this group of men that were at a park, and they looked old enough to be within the community that she served. And she asked them, well, who are you? I've not met you guys before. And they said, well, we're part of a retirement community here, and we live in this housing over here for military personnel. that are out, veterans, if you would. And she said, how is the VA treating you? And they said, well, medically, the VA is great. But as far as dental is concerned, they don't give us dental care unless you meet, 3 criteria. And one of the 3 criteria is that you had to have been a prisoner of war, you would have had to be injured in the jaw, or you're 100% rated within the VA system. And there's just not a lot of those within the 18.2 million veterans in the United States. And so she was a little upset, a little taken back, which I find that a lot of civilian personnel within the United States don't realize, that veterans just can't go to the VA and get the dental care. They have to meet criteria. And so she was in shock. Her dad was a World War II veteran, and she was like, well, that can't be. How is that possible? And when she went in and she researched it, she goes, someone has to do something about this. And her husband and her, Wayne and her, decided that, hey, we're going to ask our dentist to do some pro bono dental care for the individuals that she initially met. And then it just blossomed into, what, we got to make this happen for all the veterans in Northern Nevada. And they started out of their home. And it was pretty interesting how that developed. But her phone was ringing off the hook when, they did a newscast on her, and just volumes of phone calls like, hey, we've been asking for dental care. We don't meet the requirement within the VA. Can you help us out? And eventually it turned in from an in-home type of startup to what we are today, which, we reached the whole state of Nevada. We've been doing this for 15 years now, and we're a full-fledged program. We're not within under any other medical program. We're a standalone. And so we're the only dental program for veterans in the country that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week throughout the year. So a lot of programs, they do little bits and pieces, which we're very grateful for, and the veterans are grateful for. And they do a lot of weekend type of things, or they do once a year. They'll treat veterans for a week or a weekend or whatever, but we do it 365 days a year. And that's how we blossomed. The state of Nevada and the legislators in Nevada decided that, what, we can't ignore this as well. And we petitioned the state of Nevada to say, look, this is a large cost to our program. We're a nonprofit. We don't have that volume of revenue to come in to treat these veterans. And so they stood up, on both aisles. They said, what, we agree with you. We want to support you. And so they don't pay for all of our program, but they pay for a certain part of our program to at least get me the staff that I need to run this program. And so that's how we were able to grow. And within that, we have community leaders and community businesses and just individuals within the state of Nevada that said, what, we want to join in as well. It kind of just blossomed. We have 160 dentists throughout the state of Nevada that do pro bono dental care for our program. We bring them in. We run them through a screening process. There is a requirement of, you can't make more than so much money before you get into the program, but it's pretty significant. It's not very low. It's pretty significant what you can make. And we send them into the community. The dentists say, hey, bring them on in. We do all the admin work. So everything prior to the patient getting there, all the patient has to do is show up, sit down, leave the office, and my staff does absolutely everything else. And the dentists appreciate that. Throughout the year, we raise money to pay for all the lab costs. So, bridges, crowns, dentures, mouthpieces, hard night guards, whatever. We pay for all that. So we raise money all year round to do that. And so that helps the dentist out as well. The dentist is able to say, okay, we'll do the dental work. Your program pays for the devices that go inside the patient's mouth. And so it's a very good complement to each other and how we actually run this business. And but yeah, that's how we go about doing it. We have fundraisers throughout the year, but we also have the state that has just been such a great asset to our program. We're not a government program. We will never be a government program. We're always going to be a nonprofit. We're always going to be in the public sector. I think that it really is important for as a community for us to stay as a nonprofit and not a government program. Yeah, we are excited. This year, after 15 years, we started our own build out of our own dental clinic. This dental clinic that will be done in January of 2025, just a couple of months from now, will be the first dental clinic in the nation that will be strictly for veterans. And
Wow.
this clinic will do absolutely everything from dentures, implants,
Wow.
fillings, whatever. If a veteran cannot afford dental care and it's beyond their cost, or if they've reached the limit of what their insurance will pay for and they have no other means to do it, they can come into our clinic and actually receive the rest of the dental work that is needed. This is millions of dollars of care that we've done so far. To date, we've done about $10 million worth of free dental care for veterans in our state. Oh yeah. When I go around the state, when I go around the country, and I have traveled to different parts of the country, and I've told them about what we do, they kind of go back and go like, "How are you doing that?" And I tell them, your legislators have to understand what you're going through to begin with, and then to be able to put out the word and go to the dentist and go like, "Look, can you do one patient a year?" That's all we're asking for. There's 4,000 dentists in Southern Nevada, and there's quite a few in Northern Nevada, and we just ask them, just do one. But every single dentist that has decided to partner with our program, after they do the first one and they hear the stories of, we still get World War II veterans in our program that knock on our door and go like, "Hey,
Awesome.
I'm a World War II veteran. I need help. I don't have any teeth. I need to eat." We've got Korean veterans, Vietnam veterans. We've got Desert Storm veterans, and now Afghanistan veterans that come and knock on our door and say, "Hey, I need help." And it's really promising. Once these dentists hear these stories, they're like, "There's no way. Send me another one." And I mean, we have dentists that continue like, "Okay, bring another one, bring another." We do have dentists that do the one that we ask, but even just doing one is just amazing when you think that we get what they would charge in the outside for the ones that do the dental care. Most of our patients get, 10, 15, 20, 30, some $50,000 worth of free dental care from these dentists. And they just continue to go on and give. So it's been a great relationship. And so what we did, my staff and I will tell you, I don't take any credit for this. I have a great staff. I have 7 or 8 of the greatest staff members I've ever worked for in my entire career, whether I was in the military or not. These staff members, from my executive director to our outreach person, they just are infused in what we're doing, and they give everything they can to make sure that this program succeeds. And 4 years ago, we said we want to make this a national program. And this new building that we're building out will have a training center in it. And so what we're asking for is for other states to bring 3 people from their state to train with us for 2 weeks. We will show them how to actually put this type of program together, how to bring the right board together, how to raise money correctly, how to get your state legislature involved so that they can do the same thing that we did. We did this for the last 4 years so that they can emulate it in a way that it's a turnkey type of program. They come in here, they do our training, they go back to their state. We will support them in the growth of their program. We want an adoptive vet in every single state. We've proven for the last 15 years that this program works. We've proven that if your legislators support you just a little bit, that it can cure the cost of overhead and get you in a place where you can make sure that your staff members continue to get paid. Unfortunately, for our type of program, we just can't bring someone off the street and train them and give them a little bit of training to help us out. Most of our staff are 25 years as dental assistants, hygienists, dentists, and they have families to feed. And even though this is a nonprofit, we do have a lot of people that volunteer to help us out on outreach and things like that, but our actual technical needs have to be paid, paid positions. And so the state legislature said, you know what, we agree with you. And the governor put us in his budget, which is unheard of. When I tell people that across the United States, wait a moment, your governor put you in his budget? And I said, absolutely, because they refuse to accept the fact that there are billions of dollars going towards other interests instead of the veterans that fought for this country. And they agree with that. And so we're wanting to spread that. But this is going to be a state-of-the-art complex. This is not going to be somewhere where we're used to seeing these type of programs in kind of secondhand stores, if you would. This dental clinic is a state-of-the-art dental clinic. We have a milling machine there's only 7 of the milling machines we're getting that are in this country right now. We've already ordered the milling machine. This technology is state-of-the-art. I mean,
where's it going to be located?
So it's going to be located in Reno, and eventually we'll get one in Las Vegas. But we want to create this training facility so that we can bring other people from other states. We constantly get calls from Florida, Texas, Arizona. We get calls from all over the United States asking, "Hey, can you help me out?" And unfortunately, right now, we will help them out and get them in contact with the dentist that would do pro bono dental care in this state. But we're in the state of Nevada, and so we're asking for individuals in their state to come train in our facility. We have an actual state-of-the-art training facility in this dental clinic that will house them for 2 weeks and get them going. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. My staff has been working on this for 4 years.
With that, the way you're trying to do it is, are you like trying to create chapters, or do you want them to be completely independent when they go back to their states?
So we already have a program that works. So it's just like a franchise, right?
Okay.
So we will have everything that they need. We have the protocol, how to get your dental clinic or how to work with dentists, how to get your patients squared away to get to the dentist, get them out of the dentist, all the paperwork needed, just everything's already. It's kind of a book that you give them and go like, here, we're going to train you for 2 weeks. We're going to give you this book, which is not a book. I mean, we have it all online, but kind of just here you go. We're going to do it for you. And then, yeah, like you said, there are chapters just like the VFW or whatnot, but we will be corporate. We will assist them in their growth process and kind of just, it took us 15 years to get to this point, but we're looking at going like, why do you want to create something that already works? That has done $10 million worth of free dental care, that enlisted 160 dentists that do this pro bono. Why would you want to recreate the wheel? We already have a program that works. And so that's what we want to do. And we have Texas, Florida, and Arizona. They've already, kind of said, hey, we want to do this in our state. We want to bring someone to your office. We want them to train with you, bring them back here and create. This is something that can happen in not that long a time. As long as they can get the legislators to come on board, put the brand out there, let them know that this is a proven, it's not a project, it's a business. It's a proven business that can work. Yes, we're a nonprofit, but we run it like a for-profit. I mean, it's meant to survive in the vitality of the community and the financial structure in the United States right now.
Yeah, and it's like for anybody who listen, like I've experienced like severe oral pain, right? And for anybody listening, some folks can relate, but I'm sure there's some people that just like they don't know, and they're like oral pain is a different kind of pain. Like it can be debilitating, and I quit. Yeah, I've had 13 oral surgeries. I've got dental implants, all from an old injury that came back and haunted me, and in the end, yeah, it was like $15,000 worth of dental work. Uncle Sam paid for it. But all that to say, just the services that you all are providing for our veterans, because again, that oral pain is a different kind of pain. And so, the fact that these veterans can get the services they need to make it like it's literally a quality of life factor for these folks. And I'm definitely picking up the passion for you in this program. Like, not only is this like a job for all intents and purposes for you, but this is like you're passionate about this. Can we tap into that? Like, where is this passion coming from? Why is this program so personal for you?
You know, my brother and I were stationed in Afghanistan together. He was in Bagram area. I was in Mazar al-Sharif, but also I did some exercises with other communities, other government communities in Kunduz. And while I was in Kunduz on a mission up in that area, I came back to Mazar al-Sharif, and I always looked in of who the fatalities were, you know, in Afghanistan was out there just to send my, hey, I feel for you. You know, I'm a corpsman, you know, and I always want to just let people know, hey, I don't know you, but you're a fellow service member or a family member. We're sorry this happened to you. It just so happened when I came back after that last mission, it was my brother that I found out had been killed by an IED. And yeah, it was a horrible thing to kind of look on the internet and find my brother's picture there. And because I was on a mission, I wasn't informed of his death at that time. And I had a German counterpart that was able to get me to Bagram to try and get to my brother's body before they flew it out of Bagram, and I had just missed it. And and I can actually see the C-130 actually leaving the tarmac as I'm getting there, and they just didn't get me there on time. And I will tell you, there was an oil person, an oil tycoon type from Texas that sent his personal jet to come and get me so they can fly me to Dover, where they were taking care of my brother's body. And yeah, I got to Dover as soon as my brother's body was getting there, you know, and I was able to fly my brother's body back to El Paso at Fort Bliss, and we buried him at Fort Bliss Cemetery, the military cemetery there. And then I went back to Afghanistan, and I lost two officers as well in my unit, and it's personal to me because I think it's just not enough for people. When things like this happen, it always can happen. And when service members, it doesn't matter where you're at, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, it doesn't matter where you're at. There's always a possibility that your life can be taken. And for me, it's personal because my brother gave that ultimate sacrifice. And, you know, I did have a trucking company, I did have a safety company, but none of it just wasn't fulfilling to me. And I said, there's got to be something that I can do to let people know, you know, the sacrifice could have been anybody, not just my brother, but it could have been anybody. And even if you came back alive, you were still willing to give your life. You signed a piece of paper that said, hey, I'm willing to give my life. And most of the time, when you go to boot camps and you see all these young men and women that are going through boot camp, these are 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are going through there. I mean, there are older ones that go in, but the majority of them are younger. They give the military the best years of their life, and the military will take whatever they can from these young men and women. And when and the military is saying, the country is saying, hey, help us out, come in and serve, and they do their service and get out. But when these veterans go and ask the government, hey, we offered our help, now can you help me out? And the government tells them, oh no, you have to meet 3 criteria in order to get that dental care. And I will tell you, I've been in situations where I've seen people with the most horrific injuries, and I've seen them walk around with those injuries and just be like, okay, I can make it. But you're right, a dental pain can bring a man down and a woman down faster than any other wound. I've seen it. They are incapable of making decisions based on the amount of pain that they're in. And we have tons of veterans that, pull their own teeth with pliers because they just can't get the dental care. I mean, I can't fathom that these veterans are pulling out their own teeth with pliers. They use some type of drug to get so high that they take them out, or that they get drunk. They do these things. These are true stories. I've went to 17 counties in this state, every single county. I've driven there myself. I've made it a purpose to do that. And I talk to these individuals that have been in that type of situation, and it just boggles my mind how we can turn our head and just walk away and know that these are the same men and women that were willing to give their life. And that's why it's so personal to me.
That's
powerful.
My teeth are hurting already. Just every time we talk about this, my teeth start hurting. So, the rest of the day, I'm not going to be able to eat. But no, I mean the personal side to this, is powerful, and the fact that you're, like he said, your passion comes through when you're talking about this, and I just absolutely love it. I love what you're doing. I love the passion. I love the fact that you're trying to help people. And, we had talked to another organization that does some dental stuff, and we even saw the before and after photos. And it's just amazing the kindness of so many dentists to do this type of work to help our veteran community. And just applaud you for your efforts, man. This is absolutely fantastic.
No, I appreciate it. And just your viewers, if they want to help us out, and you can go to our webpage and at adoptivatedental.org and give to our program to help pay for the cost of the build out. I mean, we'd appreciate it. We're constantly raising money, but if you because this is only for Nevada, this dental clinic and the training center within it is going to be for the country. And so if you and again, if you're an individual, a veteran, or even if you're not a veteran, if you're listening to this podcast and you want to be a part of this growth in the nation, give us a call and let us know that you want to be part of it, and we'll get you involved. We'll get you trained up. We'll send you back to your state. We'll support you. And we want to have, 50 states with 50 adoptivates in there and be able to treat millions, not the thousands that we do in Nevada.
They stole your thunder there, Keith. He went right into how
into the contact. Yeah, well, we'll give him one more shot to give the actual number too. But with that said, we are at time, unfortunately. And so I will just reiterate for our viewers and listeners, like, if this strikes home for you again, if you've experienced oral pain, oral pain, that the work that this organization is doing is absolutely invaluable in the lives of veterans. And it's literally a quality of life thing. It helps them just live. It helps them get jobs. It helps them in so many different ways. All that to say, amazing program. Please, if your heart's going out right now as you're listening or watching, please consider helping out this amazing organization. So with that said, what is you said they can call you. So what's the number? What's the email address? To say the website one more time for everybody to hear. What's the best way to reach you?
Right. So you can reach us. You can reach us at adoptivatedental.org and go straight to our website. There's a place where you can communicate with us or donate. Or look through our before and after pictures. We have interviews with veterans that we've done this with. Our before and after pictures are awesome. And also 702-268-2836 for Las Vegas, and 775-470-8707 for the Reno area. And either phone number, you can get in contact with any of our staff members, and they'll bring you through the process.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an amazing podcast. It's been great to have you on. Yeah. And on behalf of the entire VET S.O.S family, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Please make sure that you follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms. And remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the VET S.O.S lifeline.